Hello, happy equinox, spring or fall, and happy Saturday or Sunday. We got to cover all the time zones. We got to cover all the equators. Just one, I guess. We're gonna start in just a minute. I just want to put in the article that goes with this message. Hi, Darlena. How are you? Hi, Tanya. Hi, Kim. So this is not a 30-day, but this is a continuation. And this is the September Soul Channel Report, Fall Equinox Edition. So just settle in, it's gonna be really nice. We put the article in there. Hi Sam, how you doing? Okay, we'll get started in just a moment. Hi Kelly. And if this I make public, so if you feel like this should be shared somewhere, you can share it. Happy Equinox. I'm really excited for our message today. One last group. Okay. All right. I'm going to keep the article nearby. And we'll get started in just a sec. Okay. Hi, Virginia. So good to see you here. Hey, Cameron. All right. Happy Equinox. So this is the September Soul Channel Report video activation. And so every month, sort of like the way we did the 30-day experience, every month I tune in with the Akasha and with the energies that are connected to that season and to the elements and to the kind of the global and collective experience for people who are tuned in to being a soul innovator, which is introducing new and positive change to an already existing environment. And so for most of September, we were still working with that 30-day energy, which was all about self-worth and really illuminating the places where we actually weren't choosing longevity. We weren't really having the self-worth, the self-trust, and the self-love to really choose the practices and the relationships and the thoughts and the ways that would allow things to last and to really be part of the deeper legacy for our life and for the life of the planet that we can really be proud of and can really work. So the other message, and I kind of just started to send it out in the last few days, has been about beauty. And that's what the September Soul Channel Report message is all about, is about outrageous beauty, like letting beauty be, oh, well, happy equinox, letting beauty be the mission. And this is really connected to self-worth as well. So as we've illuminated what didn't work, we're now ready to really seek the beauty, find the beauty, see the beauty, because we now have the self-worth to know ourselves as beautiful, to know our life as beautiful, to know our mission as beautiful, to know our legacy that way. And there's a lot wrapped up for most of us around the word beauty and the meaning of beauty and self-worth. And so we'll talk about that right now. And I'm just having a beautiful time. Hi, Jen. I'm actually here in San Diego. I'm staying at this, you can't totally see all of it, but I'm staying in, the way I have this is not easy to see. It's the most beautiful house. I'm just finding the more private area, but we've got like a little fireplace. We've got passion fruit trees everywhere. There's this whole front deck facing the ocean. And I'm here with some really close, I just started. I'm here with some of my oldest friends that I lived with when I was much younger, when I was like, we used to live together about 15 years ago. And there's just this natural synergy and flow from just so many years of friendship and knowing each other and connecting, and like there's just been this beautiful, I almost didn't come, and I'm so glad I did, because it was almost like a havingness thing of how much more beauty can I already have. I just have spent so many good times, nourishing times, beautiful times with people I really love and care about in community. And I just got back from camp and been spending time with all of you and in Chicago, and it's like, how much more beauty can I have? And it turns out I can have some more. So, you know, we've all just been bringing our contribution of love and nourishment and beauty into the experience. It's great to be here for the equinox, and we're actually going to go to a Mid-Autumn Moon Festival a little bit later and celebrate the equinox that way. So that's kind of what I'm doing over here, and I really want to share more about today's theme. And so what we'll do is I'm just going to share the message of the article, and then we're going to do like an equinox Akashic activation attunement to just bring you into this season, whether you're starting spring or starting autumn today. Both are transitional, and we're using the energies of these two extreme seasons of winter and summer to really bring us into this beautiful transition. So today we're just going to digest and acclimate and recalibrate everything we've received in the last few months. So outrageous beauty is the mission, and as I said, self-worth and beauty are really connected to us in terms of how we've been programmed and taught about beauty where we've grown up. And so we've been programmed to think, like, I hate that saying, you have to suffer to be beautiful, or that beauty is suffering or masking or sucking in or faking it, or, hey Joe, or repressing something, right? Like, or like, beauty comes from like eliminating something that's true, basically, right? Like that program that beauty is eliminating something that's your truth. And we're also often taught to focus on one type of beauty that maybe has come easier to us. So if you were, you know, if you're considered traditionally physically beautiful, oftentimes you're told to focus on that. If you haven't been made to feel that, then you're supposed to focus on your inner beauty, like making the environment beautiful, right? Like there's a way that we're all kind of programmed to focus on one sort of beauty, and also this just total false narrative that beauty is eliminating or masking something that's true. So I gotta say that I think that's done, and that my prayer as we start this new season, that we allow in as much real beauty as possible in ourselves, in our environment, in the way we do things. Like let real beauty happen. Let yourself uncover the real beauty. Like that would be the equinox prayer, and that would be the Soul Channel report, the deep message for all of us who are connected to this work. So we now have the self-worth to activate beauty in all ways, always. Hi, Betty and Joe. And, you know, that's what real beauty is. So real beauty, hey, Kristen and Catherine, is actually, it's surrender. It's being able to deeply receive. It's truth. It's not masking anything that's true. It's love. It's actually sharing and radiating the wisdom you've experienced. You know, like there's also another program that beauty is like virginal and untouched, right? And it's just like that takes most people out of the category, right? And so real beauty is actually like deep wisdom. It's having been through the portal and getting to the other side. That's beautiful. Whatever you've gone through this season, and now you're coming into this equinox with the wisdom and the power and the humility and the truth. That is beautiful. That's real beauty. And so, the other thing about beauty is it's not suffering, but it is doing the work. True beauty happens, hi love, from really going full capacity. Really going to your fullest capacity allows a lot of your beauty to come through. So when people are in experiences, if they're offering their full capacity physically and emotionally and not depleting themselves, we mean what is beautiful is going to your full capacity and not going beyond that so that you're depleted, but actually expanding and stretching. When we look at people who are really in their purpose or really physically expanding or emotionally expanding or spiritually expanding or are in love or have children, have just recently had children, right? Like we can see so much beauty there because we're looking at people who are going full out. And so I also really encourage you to come into this season and choose to have that be a way you share beauty, is by being at total full capacity without depletion, being nourished enough to be at total full capacity. So, you know, that's the type of beauty we're talking about, inside and out, that sort of radiance. And we've illuminated what didn't work this summer. Obviously, we've been talking all about that a lot. And so sometimes what actually wasn't working looked beautiful. And it was beautiful. And so now we need to let that beauty change form, whether it's the end of a relationship or a behavior or a job or a story, whatever the ending is for you that is culminating in this new equinox time. You need to let the beauty now travel from one form to another, which means it's time to, if you haven't already, find beauty in the breaking down of something. Find the beauty in that. You know, I had a friend over who's something's been culminating for her all summer, and she came over and we connected. We were at the beach, and long story short, like, just something happened, and it was a little thing, and it wasn't really about that thing, and it just totally cracked her open. And she was emotional and frustrated, and she just finally let all this stuff out that she'd been suppressing, and it was beauty. You know what I mean? Like, there was beauty in that. There was beauty in the tears and in the finally cracking open, you know, and not gripping to something that's not true, because oftentimes that's creating bloat energetically and stagnation, right? And there's beauty when we're finally not pretending something's not working. And there's beauty in the yearning and the desire. So sometimes we're afraid. Yeah, there's a beauty in getting laid off. Find that beauty. What's beautiful about that? Is it true that actually wasn't working for you, and now you don't need to pretend, and now you get some time to just allow self-worth and prosperity and connection to come from something else? And let yourself want what's next, you know, crapping open. That might be happening for some people too, right? And we spend a lot of time pretending we don't want things. We could find beauty in the yearning and in the desire, even if we don't yet have it. So there's just a lot of beauty in that sort of vulnerability. So we want to understand that you are your own equinox. Like, that's the deep message here, is we work with the seasons and the elements and nature so much in this type of work because we are part of it, and the outside world is just reflecting the inside world always, and vice versa. So we're in an equinox right now. Wherever you live, there's an equinox happening where the extremes of winter or the extremes of summer are coming together and being digested, and we're having this beauty of the type of sunsets that autumn brings, the leaves, the color, the fullness, the fire finally being fully received by the elements, the heat and the passion finally being fully received by the elements, and the crispness of that. And then the beauty of spring, the buds opening, that dew, the moisture, the warmth, right? Like, there's so much beauty that's coming from fully digesting the full expansion that the season just had to go through. So you also are the season, and you are the equinox, and so you are now digesting and feeling the beauty of whatever the extremes were that you just were expanded to in the last few months. But you know what? Few years, I'm positive, makes sense here too. So that is what self-worth, that's the next chapter of the self-worth we're in right now, is a saying yes to the body, to the earth, to the epic legacy that's upon us, that we are holding, that we are bringing forth right now. And the access point, hey Shelby, the true access point for that is the ability to see, feel, and know all the aspects of beauty and radiance that are happening right now. Not just the ones we were taught we're good at, but we're not good at this type of beauty, or we naturally have this beauty, but we don't get to have this beauty. Like, we're now big enough to hold all of it and to see all of it as beautiful and to find the beauty in all of it and to make that our civic duty now, right? Like we talk about, if you have the capacity to have fun and to laugh and to be with family and to be with friends, and to, not everyone has that ability right now. If you have the ability, it's your civic duty to share that frequency on the planet. So our new civic duty is like, if you have the capacity and the strength to create beauty with your life, to find the beauty and amplify it, to lean into the little moment of beauty you can find in the challenge or in the heartache, like, it's your civic duty to do that right now, because we are expanding the beauty frequency and a life that is beautiful, the way we've been expanding prosperity and a life that's prosperous, and what that actually means. And when we understand what that actually means, we understand why there has to be so many versions of it. There's so many versions of beauty, and we need all of them, and you're one flavor of it, and we need your flavor. So that's the big message here. Just set yourself free from any of the toxic thoughts you're having about yourself, you're having about others, you're having about what's happened this summer, right? Like, set yourself free from the gossip, set yourself free from the neuroses. So if you have had a good summer, or your things are working well, but you can feel you're gripping and holding and having to keep it in this one phase, this is a time of transition. Nothing is going to be the same. How we're starting the fall, we're not going to be the same at the end of it. We're closing out this year, and there's going to be a lot of transformation right now. And you can just set yourself free, because that sort of gripping is actually what depletes the beauty of the experience, the beauty in our thoughts, the beauty in our body and our physicality, the beauty in our relationships. We deplete that beauty when we grip onto thoughts that aren't loving, that aren't kind, that aren't true. Hey, Elizabeth, that's the message. The final thing I'm going to say is that I'm going to add a link here. So the next thing we're going to really be sharing together is the Akashic Records activation course. And the course this year is a real harvest for the soul. And we're going to be taking all the power, the wisdom, the transformation, and the breakthroughs that all of you who have been doing this work, consciously or not consciously, have been building and cultivating. And you may not be actually having the way you want to be having it, even though you've created it, manifested, and called it in. So this year's Akashic course is all about creating the harvest, working with the elements of this season and creating the harvest, and working with beauty and creativity and art and movement, and like really like that sort of richness and prosperity. And then of course working with you to build your practice as a healer, to learn how to hold space in that way, to be given the attunement and the activation that opens so much power and creativity, and is a friend and tool that you will have the rest of your life. I'm deeply passionate. People really talk to me about the activation course. I usually will start to cry when I think about it, because I feel so strongly about that tool for all of you. So we're going to be starting the course in November, and it's going to go through the winter, and we're going to have an incredible retreat in Portland, Oregon. And it's a deep dive commitment, and I'm bringing a lot of the mentorship work inside of this program. So you're going to have private time and group time, and we're going to partner deeply with the Akashic Records on the thing that really speaks to your soul, whatever that is, a relationship, a healing, finding your modality, creating a business, writing a book, whatever your thing is, we'll focus on it. And so next week I'm going to do a class, and it's going to be it's going to be like taking the course. You're going to have an experience of what it's like to be in the course. So I'm going to put a link to that, and that's actually how you will identify whether or not this course is for you. There's going to be an investment. It's $47. And so you either can if you decide to do the course, you either can put the money towards the course, or you can just have had a nice, inexpensive, deep Akashic experience. So there'll be a link to that, and I just wanted to begin sharing about that. And so that's the message for today. And so we're just going to complete and close here with a little Akashic time. So just begin to take some breaths here. Breathing in space, breathing in possibility, and breathing in the frequency of real beauty, the energy of surrender where you need it. Breathe in the beauty where you need it, breathing in the energy of surrender where you need it. Breathing in the energy of true reception. Hi, Barbara. the ability to receive, to have. Breathe that beauty into where you need it, where your family needs it, where your life needs it, where your work needs it. Breathing in this beauty. Breathing in the beauty of wisdom, trusting the wisdom of how your life is moving, trusting your body's wisdom, trusting the wisdom of your partners, your friends, family relationship, trusting the wisdom of your resources. Just breathing that in here, letting that beauty go where it needs to be. Trusting and now feeling the beauty of going full capacity without depletion, getting to that point of an extended, stretched new capacity of work, of belief, of perseverance, of resilience, of discipline, of creativity, of pleasure. Breathe in the beauty of going full capacity into where it needs to be in your life right now. Breathe that in. Hi, Tim. We're having such a great time here. And now we're going to breathe in the energy of truth, of integrity. Because again, the programmed beauty has been, the story of beauty has been, hiding things that are true. Our new understanding of beauty is letting the truth really be there. And so much of our actual truth is so beautiful and so magnificent. And now we have the self-worth to actually allow that to be true, that we're that beautiful, that we really are that beautiful. And we wouldn't actually participate in programming in our society that would make us not feel beautiful if we had the self-worth to know how beautiful we were. We sometimes are looking for rules that keep us away from our own beauty, and you don't need those rules anymore. They don't apply to this new generation of us. So we're just going to breathe that in here, breathing in truth and integrity. Breathing in that beauty into where you need it into your life. And then the final beauty frequency that we're breathing in here is love. And knowing that love is the foundation for the beginning and end of a cycle. We want to begin in love and we want to end in the frequency of love. And so, no matter where you live right now, whether you're living somewhere where we're just starting autumn or just starting spring, let's just celebrate the beauty of a cycle, of a beginning, of an ending, of knowing we need to surrender something to begin something new. And the cycle just continues. Just breathe in the beauty of cycle, of the cycle of transition, of change. Will you allow, sometimes we also have a program that beauty is a finished thing. Something's beautiful when it's complete. Something's beautiful when it's the finished product. And I want you to just breathe in the new understanding that beauty happens in all stages, in every step of a process, because we're never done. It's never done. Everything's energy, and energy never ends. So let's breathe in the truth of beauty in all phases, breathing that in, all phases of life, all phases of a process, all phases of healing, all phases of prosperity, all phases, breathing that in, all phases of legacy. Really deeply breathe that one in. Exhaling out and just bring that into the hands, to the heart, and come into gratitude that all of us who are watching this live or recorded, we're here and we're alive and we're breathing and we're here for another cycle. I'm in such gratitude to all of us who are here. We made it through summer or winter, and we are here for a new equinox, a new season, a new possibility to share beauty. Just breathe in the true gratitude, the true amazingness, the true gift of another day upon the planet, another day alive, another equinox upon the planet, another equinox in your body, in your life, in your mind. It's just time to really harvest everything you've been cultivating. Come into gratitude for that. Calling upon the soul lineage of every person here from the frequency of beauty, of being a a reflection of true beauty inside and out. Feel that you feel your own beauty radiating out. Feel it radiating back to you. Receive the gift of your own beauty in the way it's reflected around the world to you. Calling in the guides, guardians, and teachers of the Akasha, and just feeling into this Akashic vibrational universal record of September. And just feel the beauty that's here. Feel all the beauty you may not have received yet this month that's been waiting in escrow for you to finally receive it. Feeling all the beauty in the transition, in the breakdown, in the tears, in the yearning, in the prayer. Just breathe in the beauty. In the resolution, in the ending, in the beginning. Now making a promise to this planet to be a bringer of the beauty in all ways, of the light, of the darkness, however you're here, to be the presence of beauty. Your prayer, your gift to the earth in this moment is to shed any last conditioning about what you were taught beauty had to be, and how you've resisted your own beauty, how you've resisted the beauty of the situation you're in, how you've resisted the beauty of life, and resisted actually receiving beauty in every breath, because sometimes it just feels like so much to have. Feel yourself shedding the programming of beauty as repression or suffering or privilege. It's not a privilege to be beautiful. It's a fact. You're beautiful. So breathe that in. Exhale out, and just as we complete here, sending gratitude to the Akasha, to this technology, to all of us here together, to this work, to the prosperity that keeps this moving and flowing so this can be shared, to all of our beauty, and to this equinox, to the mother planet, to all the elementals and beings in the Akasha and everything that's working with us. And just send your prayer, your commitment to find beauty and to be true beauty in the world, and to let this season and this equinox and this whole season of transition be the most beautiful one yet. A knowing that that can happen in any condition. Unconditional, outrageous beauty, that is your mission. You know the work will continue beyond this time. We're always connected by heart. And now we'll breathe back into existence, the door between worlds, and the records are closed, and so it is. Okay, awesome. Thank you, everyone. Happy equinox wherever you are. Just sending you all a lot of love, and sending you the frequency of freedom, because when, we're just systematically going through all of these principles that are here for us to enjoy and be healed by, right? Like prosperity and love and truth and beauty and like all these things that are really important to the human experience. And we were taught such a separation with these things. And so I just send you the frequency of the freedom, or obligation, or there's just all these principles that we have made so painful. And so I just want to send you the frequency of freedom, and beauty is one we've made really painful, and it doesn't have to be that way. So thank you for joining me for this activation and this attunement. I'll see you next week. I hope you choose to really dive a little deeper and come with me into the records. And yeah, sending you all a lot of love. Happy equinox.